Welcome to Village in Motion this morning. I'm Clint Lambert. I'm pleased to be the host today for a different type of show than we've had recently, and that is a cooking demonstration. And we have two interns with us from Virginia Tech from the nutrition department, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are studying to be nutritionists, and you're doing your internship now.
Yes, sir.
And you'll be coming back here in the spring, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, and you've been here, what, 2 weeks so far?
Yep, this will be our second week we're finishing.
Okay, finishing your second week, and then when you come back in the spring, you'll be here how long?
We'll be here for about 7 weeks, I believe.
Oh, okay, good.
Be
good.
working with the food service
Good.
department.
So we're getting started here this morning with breakfast, right?
Yes,
so when you
sir.
come back, we can do lunch and dinner?
Yeah, sure. We can make that happen.
Tell us about what you got this morning with you.
Okay, well today or this morning we are doing overnight oats. So we are just going to focus on making a quick and easy breakfast so that you can make it the night before and then have it in the morning when you wake up, so you don't have to do anything like cooking or making anything else like that.
Okay. I forgot to introduce the two of you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sammy Riley
Yes.
and Alexis Kreider. I butcher names all the time. Okay, but Alexis, we're very glad to have you, and Sammy, we're very glad to have you also.
We're happy to be here.
Okay, and so we've got the ingredients here, and what's going to happen now?
Yes, so I'm actually going to demonstrate how to make the overnight oats, and we actually have a handout that will be available for pickup outside of the office here.
Okay.
And it gives two examples of overnight oat recipes. One seasonal, which is going to be pumpkin spice
right.
as we move into Thanksgiving. And our other one, which is my personal favorite, is the peanut butter chocolate chip. And that is what I'll be making this morning.
Okay.
So,
and then you're going to serve it to everybody in the studio this morning, right?
yes, of course.
You might have to share though.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and start
If you would, please.
mixing the ingredients.
Do you like having oatmeal for breakfast ever?
I certainly do, and as a matter of fact, I had oatmeal yesterday morning for breakfast. and
Okay.
so I enjoy oatmeal. It's, I feel it's very nutritious, and it's nice and warm in the morning.
Right.
That situation. So
Yeah, so oatmeal is always a great option for breakfast. It has a lot of protein and fiber, and it keeps you full throughout the day.
Yes.
So you don't have to worry about having those little snacks in between meals. It might keep you going a little bit farther. I mean, I like to have snacks in between meals, so I feel you there. But it does make for a really great breakfast. And making it ahead of time makes it a lot easier to wake up in the morning and be able to just have it right there for you.
right. That's great. Alexis, what are you putting together there?
Yes, so I started out with some Quaker Oats oatmeal. And oatmeal is a great option for breakfast because it is high in fiber, it has a lot of protein in it, and it helps you stay full longer, as Sammy just kind of mentioned there.
Okay.
So
you got the oats, and then you added a couple of other things.
yes, so I actually added some ground flaxseed, and flaxseed is also going to be high in fiber, high in protein, and omega-3s, which helps preserve memory function, which is awesome.
Great.
So,
yes.
and
I certainly need that.
I feel like I do too. So then I added some peanut butter, about 2 tablespoons, and peanut butter is also high in protein. And I forgot to mention earlier, this is our high-calorie, high-protein option. So, as we get older, sometimes it's harder to keep weight on, our appetite gets lower, and this is a delicious, healthy option to help keep the calories up and your protein up as well.
Okay.
So.
Very good.
And then I added chocolate chips because we all need some chocolate in our life.
Exactly.
And next I'll be adding in almond milk. But you can really use whatever type of milk you prefer. Almond milk is it happens to be higher in calcium than cow's milk. But either is a great option. Cow's milk has lots of vitamin D in it as well. So.
All right. And so then you're going to mix all that together?
Yes.
Okay.
And sometimes it can be a little difficult to stir in. So I also brought a whisk along with me.
Good idea.
Yes. And
What are you using right now to stir it with?
right now I am using a spatula just to kind of work in the peanut butter.
So just to really get it mixed all together and everything, get some peanut butter on it, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Okay.
Yes. And then second, I'll be using the whisk to kind of make sure we get the same consistency all the way through.
Okay. We've got a copy of your recipe somewhere, and if we could put it up at some point, I think that would be a great thing to do so everybody gets to see the copy of the recipe. Yeah, we've got a slide. Hopefully we'll get it up here pretty soon.
Yeah,
okay?
no, don't worry about
right.
it. But it's really easy. You don't even need a recipe. As long as you put in a half a cup of oats, whatever kind of milk that you wanted to do, or any kind of even yogurt. If you like to eat yogurt or strawberry yogurt, you can make a fruit variation for it.
Okay.
Just put in your half a cup of oats, a little bit of strawberry yogurt. You could add in some fresh strawberries or some blueberries, a little bit of granola, even if you wanted some consistency.
Okay.
And then mix it all together, put it in the fridge overnight, and then you have some strawberry.
And
overnight
we've got it
oats.
all mixed together there. Alexis has done that. And so the next trick is?
So the next step is I will actually be putting it in, I think I'm going to put in one of
Put it in a
these.
bowl.
Might be a little easier.
Okay.
And I ended up not needing to use the whisk, so
Okay.
you just kind of never know. And the next step would be after you put it in the bowl of your choice. We usually recommend trying to put it in a bowl that has a cover to go with it. You're gonna place it in the fridge for at least 6 hours.
Okay. So you need to cover it before it goes in the fridge, right?
Yes. Yep.
Once you do that, you leave it for 6 hours, then you can consume it.
You can.
Eat it in the
Okay.
morning, and you can keep it for up to 4 days in the fridge.
okay.
So if you wanted to, you can make more than one portion, and the recipe says you can batch cook it if you wanted to, or batch cook it.
Yeah.
So you prepare it all the night before. You can put it in 4 different little containers, and then you can just put it in the fridge and have it for a few days during the week.
Oh, okay. Very good. With oats, I mean, are there other things you could use rather than oats and do the same thing with?
You could probably use grits if you want to do that.
Okay.
If you like something finer, like a cornmeal, I'm sure you could do that to make it'll be a little smoother, a little easier to get down. Or if you just like the consistency of grits or cornmeal or polenta better,
Okay.
you can do it with that as well.
You're going to put this in the refrigerator and leave it for at least 6 hours.
Yes, sir.
For those of us that like warm food in the morning rather than cold food in the morning, what do we do?
That's a great question. So you're still going to want to put it in the refrigerator for 6 hours. And then what we found you can do to warm it up is actually add in just a little bit of water on top. And you're going to put it in the microwave probably 45 seconds to a minute. Take it out, try to stir in if there's any liquid sitting on
Okay.
top. And then depending on how the temperature is, put it back in for another 30 seconds or so.
Okay. So 45 seconds to a minute on low, on high, on what? Microwave?
Just on high probably, just to make sure, because it's going to be so cold in the fridge all night.
Yeah.
So high would probably be a good thing that if you want it to be hotter in the morning.
Okay, all right. And you can add any kind of fruit, any kind of chocolate.
Oh yeah, definitely
Anything that
chocolate.
you might want to add. And is there a low-calorie form also?
Yes.
Yeah, so the low-calorie form is the seasonal one we made.
Okay.
So by just using oats and then pumpkin as the spice, pumpkin's really low in calorie. You can just buy the can of pumpkin that you would buy at the store to make like a pumpkin pie or something like that. Which I have an example right here. They have it at Giant. Super, super easy.
Right.
So you just get the third of a cup of pumpkin, mix in with the oats, a little bit of nutmeg and cinnamon on top. And then it's really low calorie. It's only about 180 calories
Okay.
for a third a cup with the pumpkin and everything else within
Wow.
it.
Yes.
And it still keeps you full with about 6 to 7 grams of protein in it. And you can
Very
even
good.
top it off with a little bit of walnut or pecan, a little bit of crunch in there too.
So that you'd still go through the same process of mixing it all together, putting it in the refrigerator overnight.
There's nothing more to the recipe and the instructions than mixing it up.
Okay.
Super easy.
And we can all mix, right?
And we can all
Yes.
mix.
Okay.
If you can't mix, ask a friend.
Okay. The other thing is that you brought was the almond milk, and you used almond milk. Is there something special about almond milk? It seems like it's becoming more popular among people.
Well, so in my case, I'm actually lactose intolerant.
Okay.
So I prefer to use almond milk because it doesn't have lactose in it.
Right.
It's also very high in calcium, so I'm able to keep my calcium intake high while avoiding the lactose. So that's one benefit. Another benefit is if you just don't like regular milk, you can try almond milk, soy milk, or cashew milk. There's lots of great options. This is just the one we happened to pick for today.
And I have to ask the question, it's called almond milk. Is it made from almonds?
It is, yes.
It is. It is made from almonds.
Yes.
Okay. And so that pushes the price up, or not?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
not really. I think it's it's made so often now, it's not as rare anymore.
Okay.
That it's probably competitive with regular milk.
Oh, okay.
Yes, very comparable.
Yeah, if you're me though, I use yogurt. I like a creamier consistency. If you like things that are smoother and more like put together, I like to use yogurt in my oatmeal. Refrigerate overnight.
Okay, very good. The two of you decided to be nutritionists.
Yes.
And I understand, Sammy, you're getting your master's,
Yes, sir.
completing your master's, and Alexis, you have just completed your bachelor's, or you're in the process?
Yes, I just completed it. I graduated in May.
All right, very good. What do you ladies desire to do when you graduate, or have you made decisions yet? Still looking, or whatever?
Still looking for ideas and inspiration. Within this internship, we go through a few different options. We do a clinical option where we work in the hospital and in places like here at Green Spring, as well as diabetes clinics. And then we move on and do a community portion and work in DC sometimes with the government or with schools or other organizations. And then we go into food service and do some stuff there. I think in the future I'd like to actually do something with cooking, maybe
okay.
culinary, maybe private chefing or something like that. But I think right now I want to focus on working with kids in schools and healthy eating and stuff like that.
Very good. And Alexis, yourself?
I'm actually very passionate about helping people with diabetes learn better ways to manage their diabetes on their own, and so I'd like to pursue that field of nutrition once I'm done with this.
Nutrition's a broad field, and it's something we all need, right?
Oh yes, it's very broad. And you do it every day with everything you eat all day long.
Very,
Definitely.
very good. Why do you do the internship? What's the reason for doing the internship?
So we do the internship in order to be able to sit for a registered dietitian exam.
Okay.
So a registered dietitian is a little bit different than a nutritionist in the fact that you have to go through this 9-month internship and then sit for this exam. It's kind of like a standardized test almost.
Okay.
And once you pass this exam, then you get it accredited by the American Academy of Dietetics, which allows you to be a registered dietitian.
And then that allows you to put the credentials after your name and,
Put the credentials.
and get paid more, right?
Yes, we get those letters. Letters after our name and to be able to work in jobs in places like this.
Okay, very good, very good. We look forward to you coming back.
For lunch and dinner.
There you go, for lunch and dinner,
Do you
right?
have any requests?
Keep it simple for lunch,
Okay, okay.
and whatever you want to do for dinner. Dinner's always the excitement around here.
Alrighty.
So we always enjoy it in regards to it. And, we're always looking for new employees here at Green Spring.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
good to
Good
know.
to keep in mind.
There you go. Love to have you with us. All
Yeah,
right.
thank you so much.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Thanks for coming.